Welcome to another episode of Ship a War, my review of Ted.
Ship a War. When ship happens, I'm there.
Now, Ted is definitely one of those movies I was a little worried about, especially when it came to the trailers. I assumed there's too many funny parts in that trailer. Basically, all those funny parts being the whole film. But I have to say that this movie has one of the smartest marketing I've ever seen when it comes to trailers, because yes, a lot of the stuff that you do see in the trailers are in the movie and they are some of the funniest parts in the film. But the way they are in the trailer and the way they are in the actual movie are two completely different things. So you're kind of taken off guard of these particular scenes. And I thought that was freaking amazing how they did that, because I was, watching these scenes as they happen. I'm like, yeah, I saw this in the trailer, and I'm watching. I'm like, wait, that's not like in the trailer. They changed that up there. Yep. That's different. Movie references. Okay, if you're a fan of films, you're going to love this film because there's so many references to movies. It's unbelievable. Basically, if you've seen pretty much a lot of the really popular movies from the 80s up until the early 2000s, you are going to get a lot of the jokes in this film because there's so many of them that you're just gonna love it. Even though there's a lot of movie references from a lot of different films, I would say there's just one film that's basically the centerpiece of all the jokes of movie references. And I feel like if you haven't seen this film, you're not going to get a lot of the jokes in the movie, which may kind of ruin the film for you in a sense, because I personally seen this movie. I would say, for those who know me and know my Rotten Tomato user, I rated this movie 4 stars probably 6 to 7 days ago, a week ago. So go look at my profile, see if you can assume what movie it is. I'll say another thing and another hint. It's from the 80s, okay? And that's all I'm saying. If you really want to know what movie this is, so you be like more aware of it before you go see this film, just private message me and I'll probably tell you if you really want to get spoiled. But I'm not going to say it in this review because I don't want to spoil the surprise when it comes up and then it ends up being this main big part of this film. It's just really great. It's really great. As for the romance in the movie, Mark Wahlberg, Mila Kunis, I thought they had a lot of chemistry. It was a lot better than Max Payne. I don't know if you guys ever seen that movie. It's a video game film. It's a film based off of a video game. They kind of a love interest in that movie. Terrible film. But in this film, they were great together. They had a lot of chemistry. They were very funny together. Wow. They were great. Love those two together. I feel like this movie is very offensive. It basically insults everybody they can possibly insult. So if you're easily offended and either don't like really offensive movies, I kind of want to say that you may not want to watch this film, because it's basically Family Guy, American Dad, rated R, live action. So you get where that's going, because those two TV shows are very offensive and they're cartoons and they're on basic cable, and yet they manage to be very offensive. So just times that to a rated R movie that's in theaters, live action. So if you have the idea in your head, you are going to know how this movie is going to be. Another thing in reference to Family Guy and American Dad, I personally don't watch those cartoons very often, but I've seen enough episodes to be very aware of how it's done. And I have to say, they took a lot of the same ideas and concepts from those TV shows as how they're done, and they implemented it into this movie in a live action form, and I say it worked so well, and which made the movie so different from any other comedy. I just have to say, this movie was a very smart, hilarious, offensive comedy that, oh my god, it was just so great. And for those who are all excited for this movie, you are going to definitely enjoy this movie, because I freaking loved it. It was such a good time. I mean, I loved it to the point that throughout the day I would randomly think back to it and just laugh to myself. So it was a very funny film. So that is all for this episode of Ship a War. Goodbye and until next time. And if you haven't already, please subscribe.